States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All set on attendance? For those of you who hadn't heard, longtime J Board member of 24 years, Olive Duboard, passed away. So I'd like to do a quick moment of silence for her. Thank you. There is a couple of adjustments to the agenda. They're under communications, there's a resignation, and under new business, there's school board action to authorize Ken Vining to put out a 2,000, put a trailer out to bid, I guess. Okay, I'd entertain a motion to accept the October 13th, 2022 school board meeting minutes. Motion by Lena, second by Robin. Any errors, omissions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Jody? Abstain. Pat?
Yes.
Holly? Yes. Lena?
Yes.
Ava?
Yes.
Phoebe?
Yes.
Andrew? Chantel?
Yes.
Robin?
Yes.
Elaine?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes. So moved. And I'd entertain a motion to accept the resignation from Lynn Willett, school board member from J, with deep, deep regret. Motion by Pat, second by Elaine. Does anyone have any comment? Elaine?
Lynn Willett served the J School Department as well as RSU73 as an educator for many years. In fact, many people in this room who went through our systems were taught by her. She was a leader of teachers, she was a friend, and certainly a huge advocate for kids, which she continued with her position on this board. She is fair. She has been very wise. I see her as a mentor and have for many years as a peer educator and as well on the board. We wish her nothing but the very best, and it's a deep and hard loss, but we certainly understand. And I have nothing but the greatest thanks and appreciation for all she's done for our school department.
Well said. Anyone else? Andrew?
I would like to echo what Lane said. Lynn and I started on the board about the same time, and we kind of helped each other's hands getting things started and figuring out issues. As Lane said, I found her to be very fair, very inquisitive, and open-minded, and try to find the right answers and do the right thing, no matter what anybody thought. I appreciate her guidance to me and to the board. She will be missed.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Andrew?
Very reluctantly, yes.
Holly?
Yes.
Robin?
Yes.
Lena?
Yes.
Elaine?
Yes.
Phoebe?
Yes.
Chantel?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
Ava?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes. So moved. And public comment, we have one. Is that Patricia? I'm sorry? Pamela, sorry. After teaching first grade for many years, I should be able to read almost anything.
Is this on already? Yeah. Hi,
Hi, my name's Pamela Rangel. I'm a resident of Jay. I have 2 children in school and 2 that are not in school yet. I'm here to talk about the book Gender Queer. Myself, my husband, and 3 other people put in a book challenge for this book, and it's going to be discussed at the November 10th meeting. I feel that people are looking at this book through the lens of how they feel about gender identity, whether they're on one side or the other. But I want to tell you that I'm looking at this book in one way. It is pornography, and that is a deal breaker for me. Pornography should not be in our school. It has never been in schools in the past, and it should not be now. Unfortunately, the person that was supposed to bring me my visual aid is not here, but this is a picture from the book, and it is a person, I don't know what gender they identify with, giving another person a blowjob. And that is a vulgar term, but this is a vulgar thing to have in a high school book. I don't want my children to see this. Would you want your children to see this? This is not right. This should not be in a high school library. It should not be in any public library, and no matter how you feel one way or the other, that's irrelevant when a book has this in it. No matter what else the book says or shows, or what minority it gives voice to, this is inappropriate. This should not be in a high school library. I know it has gotten all these wonderful reviews. However, I use my own brain, I make my own decisions, and those reviews have no impact on how I feel about this book. The way what I see tells me how I should feel about this book, and this is wrong, okay? And if it's allowed into a high school library down the road, it will get into a junior high library, a middle school library. And then who knows where it's gonna go from there. This is not right to show your children. Children who are exposed to this kind of stuff too early, it's traumatic for them. I know people who have been exposed to this stuff too early, and they definitely remember it in a negative way. Please do not show this to our children. Get this out of here. This is an inappropriate way to show how other people feel about things than the way we feel, to give everybody their own space to express their feelings. This is not how we should be doing it, okay? This is wrong. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Board comments? None tonight. You don't get a choice.
I don't, okay. Good evening. I attended the Maine Superintendent's Association annual meeting in Augusta yesterday. It's a good presentation. I also attended a presentation in Farmington with Frank DeAngelis, former principal of Columbine High School, a couple weeks ago. Very interesting, thought-provoking, heartbreaking, all at the same time. Met with Dr. Karen Barnes about the CTAG threat assessment training that our district will be doing soon. I attended a recertification meeting for our area administrators. I also had a breakfast meeting with our 3 town managers and Crystal Flag in the past week. And I've also met with representatives from the Maine DOE to discuss our finances in the future.
Oh, on to administrative reports. Sherry.
Is this on? Okay. Hi. It's been super busy. However, we currently have 383 students in special education. This includes 25 students in the referral process. It's only an increase of 2 in the last month. I think that's the smallest increase I've written on this paper. The referrals are 8 less than last month. This is also the lowest number of referrals I've written. Our school psychologists are working very hard to get evaluations completed in order to process these referrals. And I'd also like to thank Mrs. Mary Layton. She did retire as a special education teacher from RSU73, and she's come back to complete education evaluation, the academic evaluations, in order to get these things done. She's completing an enormous amount. I can't even tell you how helpful that is, because it does alleviate a lot of work for our special education teachers, who would be doing it if we didn't have Mary. Currently, we have 78 students at the primary school in special education. This is an increase of 4. 83 students at the elementary, which is a decrease of 1. The middle school stands the same at 110 students, and the high school is down 1. They have 112 students in special education at the high school. We continue to have 8 students at special purpose schools out of district for their needs that we cannot meet with our programming. Currently, we have 3 open positions. We have 1 Ed Tech 1 at the primary school in the life skills, and this is open due to a transfer, an employee transfer to another position. An Ed Tech 2 in the middle school behavior program. This is also open due to an employee transfer. However, we did conduct interviews yesterday and today, so that will hopefully be filled soon. And we continue to have the additional special education teacher position open that you approved at the last board meeting. And I thought I was coming to the board saying I didn't have any applicants, but I got one today. So we will set that interview up soon. And my last thought for tonight is I really want to thank the special ed staff, the teachers, the ed techs. They're really working as teams, not within buildings, but across buildings to support each other and to support their students. And it's really inspiring to see what they're doing.
Any questions? Thank you. TJ.
Good evening, everyone. The enrollment at Spruce Mountain High School is 403. There's 2 things that I really want to talk about tonight, and the first one is Phoenix Time at Spruce Mountain High School. Something that we're doing a little different this year that we haven't done in the past is create opportunities for kids during the school day. So that means that we have student-led clubs that our students are going to be doing or have been doing for this first little round. The next round that we do is going to be in November, and it's going to be where students are the ones leading the clubs, and teachers are going to be helping them. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Also, we have time for academic support during that time for our students that are struggling. So Mondays and Thursdays are student-led clubs. Tuesdays and Fridays are academic Phoenix time. And also on Wednesdays, one thing that we're doing now is school-wide assemblies during the Phoenix time. They're going to be on a more regular basis so that it doesn't take up the entire Phoenix time. Also, community service activities are being done throughout the school. We have students that are signing up for more. I encourage the town to send me some more information on who is taking in community service. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting time this winter. And one other thing, we did have an assembly last week where we had a state senator and a representative come in and give some legislative sentiments to our Envirothon team as well as our golf team, both for being champions. That's what I had.
Any questions? Thank you. Chris.
Good evening, and hopefully bear with me. This is my first time on center stage. So since the last school board meeting, we've had some fun and great things going on in the middle school. Last week we had Violins of Hope come and visit. Violins of Hope is a collection of restored instruments played by Jewish musicians during the Holocaust. These instruments, 60 in total, had survived concentration camps, pogroms, and many long journeys to tell remarkable stories of injustice, suffering, resilience, and survival. Owned and restored by a father and son violin makers, Amon and Avshi Weinstein, the collection travels to concert halls around the world. Avshi Weinstein traveled to our school with members of the Portland Symphony Orchestra in the main Holocaust and Human Rights Center to tell the stories of these violins and their previous owners. Students right now are finishing up Spirit Week, where they dress up as their favorite Disney characters, favorite candy, country or formal, favorite celebrity and favorite villain, which I'm sure some will be dressing up like me tomorrow. They're also making themed scarecrows for our Phoenix Time Scarecrow Contest, so feel free, stop by, check out their creativity and the hard work. We recently finished up with NUIA testing. Preliminary scores suggest that a large number of our students either maintained their spring scores or made gains, which is really good. The middle school will be hosting their first school dance of the year on November 4th. Staff have been working really hard to meet the social and emotional needs of our students. It's amazing to see how much they care for each and every student. Staff has also been meeting with community outreach groups to enrich student and community involvement. Some of the things that they have done and come up with are monthly newsletters distributed and posted to local businesses and town offices. They are in the process of organizing a Thanksgiving food drive, a possible spaghetti dinner family night with cupcake cookie decorating. Channel 6 News came last week and interviewed several students about their race hate project. Student Council just recently had their elections and is now planning some fun activities for our school. This morning, I just got confirmation that in light of recent events, the Maine Holocaust and Human Rights Center will be presenting on November 17th to do a presentation on anti-Semitism and hate to our students. And parent-teacher conferences have been scheduled for November 7th and 9th. And in closing, I'd like to thank Mr. Albert and the school board for allowing me to work alongside Mrs. Luce this past week. This has made a huge positive impact on the students and staff. People seem to be positive and upbeat about the transition, and I wish her the best of luck in her new endeavor, and I look forward to working with you guys, the staff, students, community.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Pat can't be here tonight, so Michael.
Good evening. Starting out with enrollment, at our last board meeting, we had 371 students. Currently, we're at 367, so we're down 4. Every week, it seems to fluctuate, either up a few or down a few. So next time we talk, I'll probably be up a handful. Been a really successful start of the school year. One thing I like to kind of talk about is our morning time. Similar to the Phoenix time, it's we call it nest building. It's our homeroom time in our classrooms. How that works out is up until 8:30 in the morning, so the kids start getting in about 7:45, have breakfast, come to the room. It's a soft landing for students, so there's no academics during that time. It's a time for some morning meeting time, some community building some relationships. One of the things we actually implemented this year with that is during that time also, there's a second adult in each classroom, so it gives those students that one other person in the school that they can go to. Let's try to build as many connections as we can. Also, still continuing with our PBIS initiative that we've worked on here. Students are still earning Phoenix Feathers, earning their weekly Phoenix Feather drawing winners. We have our school mascot this year, Heather Hyatt. Last year with a group of students made a giant Phoenix costume. It's got to have 10,000 red feathers all over it. So the end of September, we had our first assembly down here in the gym. It was nice to get everyone together, and Mrs. Hyatt swooped in as we call her Phoebe, the Phoenix. And we drew out our Phoenix Promise Keepers of the Month, kind of celebrated them. And we're going to continue that kind of once a month, kind of gathering everybody to celebrate all the hard work the students are doing. Finally, October is Fire Safety Month, and I'd like to give a kind of a huge thank you and shout out to Justin Schenk. He's a father of one of our kindergarten students who came and talked to all the students, every class, about fire safety, brought his fire truck with him, so that was a huge hit. It was nice to see. And then in closing, we got our building tour tonight, so I'm looking forward to showing everyone around.
Great. Any questions? I just have one.
Yeah.
Are you going to kiss a pig this year?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I have some kids, they want me to do a cow this year.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of farm animals.
Yeah, I got plenty.
She has a ram.
I got there'll be plenty of things lined up for me, I'm sure. Thank you.
And Tina's not here tonight. I really have nothing to report on, so we'll go to new business. And entertain a motion to authorize interim school principal Christopher Target to suspend students for up to 10 days for school year 2022-23 at Spruce Mountain Middle School. Moved by Phoebe, second Chantel. Any discussion, comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Yes.
Elaine,
Yes.
Jody,
Yes.
Lena,
Yes.
Ava,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Holly,
Yes.
Phoebe,
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
Chantel,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes. So moved. And entertain a motion to authorize Norma Jackson, Transportation Director, to put the 2002 GMC pickup truck, color white, out to bid. Motion by Chantel, second by Phoebe. Any discussion? Comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Chantel,
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
Phoebe,
Yes.
Holly,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Elaine,
Yes.
Jody,
Yes.
Lena,
Yes.
Ava,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Yes. I'd entertain a motion to authorize Ken Vining, Facilities and Maintenance Director, to put a 2015 utility trailer, 2 axles model ST 8216, out to bid. Moved by Phoebe. Second Chantel. Comments, questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Pat,
Yes.
Jody,
Yes.
Ava,
Yes.
Robin,
Yes.
Lena,
Yes.
Elaine,
Yes.
Holly,
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
Chantel,
Yes.
Phoebe,
Yes.
Bob.
Yes. Okay, you have your list of appointments, hires, transfers, resignations. The calendar, there's an added one that we do have a policy meeting November 15th. November 10th is our regular meeting at the high school, and December 8th also at the high school, with a finance committee meeting at 5:30.
The 15th is where?
That'll be the next, that'll be the next one.
On the 15th, high school finance? At
Policy.
Policy.
Policy. Oh,
Policy.
I thought you said finance.
Policy.
Finance will be at the December 8th meeting.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
You have your budget books from last year, you haven't turned those in? Yes, I'm already thinking about this. Can you please bring them in?
Okay.
I did.
Elaine, would you like to make a motion to adjourn? Go ahead.
Hi, sorry. I should have done this earlier, but I got sidetracked. This weekend, as well as Friday throughout the day, we know about the holiday coming up. There's going to be an unusually amount of traffic, congested in certain areas with lots of little kids and other children, either trunk or treating, trick or treating in costumes. Some of these costumes might not be well lit, considering some of these events happen during the day. So I'm asking all drivers, all parents, all community members, please be very careful and keep in mind that there are a lot of very excited children this weekend, as well as this coming Monday. This is my last opportunity to be able to address it directly before the holiday, so please keep that in mind this weekend. Everyone drive very safely. We have precious cars out. Thank you.
Well said. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Elaine. Second by Chantel. Roll call, please.
Elaine,
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And we've got our building tour. Anyone is encouraged to